You are listening to the Women Living Better podcast with your host, Jennifer D'Amato. Episode number 3. Welcome back, ladies! Oh, I'm so glad and so honored that you are here again this week with me. Can you believe it? Episode 3? Oh my goodness, time is going by so fast. I feel like it's like when you have a baby. I just birthed this podcast, and here we are in Toddlerville. Uh-oh. If it really is Toddlerville, I think we're about to get crazy up in here. It's a good thing I'm already hiding in my closet. For those of you who don't know, I am Jennifer D'Amato. I'm a certified health and life coach, but I'm also a mom to 4 beautiful, intelligent daughters, married to my best friend David for the last 18 years. And yes, I am recording this podcast, hiding in my closet, not only for the acoustics, but because sometimes mamas just need to hide out. Can I get an amen out there? Well, I'm so glad that you're here for episode 3. We're going to dive into something that I really, really feel passionate about. Like I said, I am a certified health and life coach. So I would feel not totally authentic if I didn't talk about health, if we didn't weave that into our discussion. So what I want to talk about today is hunger. Oh yeah, we need to talk about hunger. But I want to talk about it in maybe a way you haven't thought about it or broken it down before. So lace up those boots because here we go. All right, there are 3 types of hunger I want to talk about today. So first, I just want you to kind of hear them, and then maybe we'll reflect on them a little bit, see how they resonate with you. Maybe you agree that there's 3 types, maybe you don't. Let's dive in. So the first type of hunger I want to talk about is good old-fashioned real hunger. I'm talking like your stomach's growling, your mouth is filling with saliva. Maybe you feel even a little lightheaded because you need something to eat. Maybe it's been a couple of hours. Maybe it's been more than a couple hours, and your body is telling you, hey, will you please go get something? I'm hungry. So when you do go get something to eat, you feel satisfied. You're like, oh, yes, thank you. Okay, now I can continue what I was doing. Now I can focus again. Beautiful, wonderful. That's real hunger. When I talk about understanding hunger, when I talk about honoring your hunger, that's what I'm talking about. The kind of hunger that comes from those body cues that tell you it's time to eat. I would say our kids, especially when they're toddlers, are like real hunger pros, right? If they're hungry, you know it. They get really vocal about it if they haven't eaten. Okay, maybe this is kind of true for teenagers too. Can you tell what seasons I have already been through and I'm in? However, this type of hunger needs to be at the forefront for all of us when it comes to hearing it, understanding it, trusting our body's intuition with hunger. All right, so that's real hunger. But I really, really want to spend some time talking about the other 2 types. The first one I want to talk about, which I'm sure you've heard of, is emotional hunger. The kind of hunger that comes just from our emotions. And those aren't always negative, but for the most part, when we choose food related to our emotions, it is negative emotions. So let's break that down. Maybe it's stress. You are so stressed. You've had a stressful day at work, with kids, with life, with your mother-in-law, with everything going on. So by the time the day is done, you find yourself picking up mounds of chocolate. Maybe it's actually Mounds bars that you're picking up. For me, when I was emotionally eating, it was peanut M&Ms. I mean, I should have invested stock because let me tell you, I was going through them like you wouldn't believe. I was buying the jumbo size bag, the kind that you really should only buy if you're having a house party. But maybe it's not stress. Maybe it's sadness. Maybe there's been a loss or just hurt that's going on in your heart and you find yourself again grabbing for food. Maybe you're frustrated. Maybe you're frustrated with work. You're frustrated with your spouse. You're frustrated with your kids just won't get in bed and stay there. I get it. But maybe it's boredom. The end of a long day and you find yourself just wanting that time to yourself. And so you pop on Netflix, hours and hours are going by, and you find yourself munching and munching and munching just out of boredom. I'd say the weekends can be really tough for boredom, emotional eating. When we don't have a set structure, when maybe we have a little bit more lounge time and we find ourselves just on the couch, maybe a device in our hand, the TV on, and food in front of us. Here's the thing about emotional eating, though. Emotional hunger cannot be quenched by food. It can't. I would sit there and eat M&M after M&M after, bag of M&M after bag of M&M. I would eat all of them and never feel satisfied because we can't quench emotional hunger with food. Emotional hunger, it calls for us to actually feed the emotions. So if I'm sad, maybe I need the cry. Maybe I need to talk to my girlfriend, my spouse, my loved ones, just to deal with the emotions, to be present for those emotions. If I'm bored, hot dang, maybe I need to get up and do something. I thrive off of activity, not to the point of exhaustion, but movement, just getting up and doing something. Let's be honest, sometimes that boredom comes because I'm avoiding a task like mopping the floors. If y'all know me, at this point, you know I don't like to mop those floors. But maybe I'm avoiding doing that task, so I find myself feeling bored and then eating. But I'm going to eat and eat as emotional hunger is triggering it and never feel satisfied. Because the thing that needs to be fed is the emotion. So when you're feeling the emotion, what if you actually allowed some space for that? What if you gave yourself 10 minutes to really feel that emotion that you're feeling before you get up and grab the goodies, the snack, the go-to food? What if you allowed yourself, set a timer, 10 minutes. I'm just going to be here with this emotion. I'm going to feel bored. What do I feel like? What do I really need here? I'm going to feel frustrated, and I'm going to allow that feeling of being frustrated here for 10 minutes. And when that timer goes off, what is it that I really need right now? Do I need a bag of peanut M&Ms with a side of popcorn and maybe then a bag of Cheetos? Or do I need a hug? Do I need to cry? Do I need a hot bath? Do I need to go out for that run? What is it that I need here? What is actually going to nourish and feed that emotion to a point of healing, to satisfaction? Because the food is not going to give us satisfaction. That's the difference, right? So when we talk about real hunger, you can see it, guys, coming out that when you are really hungry and you eat food, you are satisfied. When you try to feed your emotions with food, you will not be satisfied. Is this resonating with you? Are you guys feeling? Look at that pun all over the place. Are you feeling into this? Do you resonate with that? I think we all emotionally eat at some point. Good, bad. Even in celebrations, right? We're celebrating an anniversary. We're celebrating a birthday. And we eat emotionally. We don't see those ones necessarily as destructive because it's not that negative emotion. But I just want to encourage you that if you allow yourself the celebratory emotions, you allow yourself to be present with good emotions, can we allow ourselves to be present with the negative ones as well? So set that timer, 10 minutes. Allow yourself to feel that emotion. See what happens when you don't just give in to feeding it with food. What do you notice shifts for you and changes? All right, let's dive into the third type of hunger. Now, this one is something you might not even notice happens to you, but I guarantee you it has happened and might still be going on for you all the time. I call it artificial hunger. What the heck is that? Well, it's similar to emotional hunger, where I'm going to tell you right now, artificial hunger really can't be satisfied. It can't be quenched with food because, again, it's not real hunger. Artificial hunger looks like this. Let's say you just finished dinner. You had a great family dinner and you had all the food that makes you feel energetic and amazing. I can just picture my plate right now. I have a side salad there. I'm just a salad lover just because I enjoy the greens, the tomatoes, maybe little croutons, a dressing that I'm really into. And then I have some grilled chicken. My husband knows how to grill chicken like nobody's business. Just thinking about it Oh yeah, I'm getting hungry just talking about it. Artificial hunger. I'm picturing the vegetables all just stacked up on that plate. I have finished my dinner and I feel so satisfied. And then I go about the rest of my day and maybe we sit down and we're watching television and a commercial comes on for Doritos. And all of a sudden, what seems like out of nowhere, I find myself hungry. Like, I need food. I know it's been 30 minutes. I just ate and I was so satisfied. I didn't even finish everything that was on my plate. I was totally done. I have leftovers for tomorrow. Why am I feeling hungry? Well, just like as I'm starting to get that feeling of hunger talking about food, that visual stimulation, that commercial, maybe your favorite TV show and there's a dinner scene, it's going to trigger this artificial, this faux hunger. You know you're satisfied. You're not really hungry, but the visual stimulation, or even as I'm talking about food, you may have found you have some saliva in your mouth. Maybe your tummy could have even done a little grumble, even though you may have just eaten. Artificial hunger shows up in this way. Now, I don't believe it's as strong as emotional hunger, and we might be able to give a little bit more space in our minds to kind of check in with ourselves of what's going on here. But artificial hunger can show up like hunger. So you need to be mindful. You're watching TV to check in. Wait a minute, I just ate. Am I really hungry? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Am I really hungry? I love that question. I love when my clients start asking that question because let's be honest, sometimes the answer is yes, real hunger. Sometimes the answer is no, I'm bored. Sometimes the answer is no, I just ate, but I'm sitting here watching a TV show with food, or I'm sitting here listening to Jennifer talk about food for the last 10 minutes, so I'm starting to actually believe I'm hungry. Am I really hungry though? If the answer is not yes, if it's not real hunger, then why are we feeding it with food? I believe it's something we've actually just gotten conditioned to do in our culture. It doesn't happen everywhere, but it definitely is happening here. We are feeding everything to numb out, to escape, to avoid feeling emotions, really just not even checked in with our body's intuition to know this is artificial hunger, this is emotional hunger. We just don't know anymore. So I challenge you to start asking yourself, no matter when you're going to eat, am I really hungry? And how do I know? Well, I have saliva in my mouth, my tummy's grumbling. It's been a few hours since I've eaten. Actually, I feel hungry. Because sometimes the answer is going to be, I'm really not. What is going on? You know, I want to offer you guys a great resource about this topic. If you head over to my website, www.healthcoachforlife.com, that's www.healthcoach4life.com, I have a free ebook called Am I Really Hungry? How about that? You guys can actually click right in there, put your name and your email, and I'm going to send you that ebook right away. You guys can dive into this topic a little deeper. Start asking yourselves those questions. Start seeing what kind of hunger is really showing up for you. And what's great is I'm going to give you some practical tools, some great other information in there that's going to help you on that journey of rediscovering your body's intuition. Guys, I'm so glad you tuned in today for this. I hope this shows up for you, that you start noticing, am I really hungry? What am I feeding it with? And detecting the 3 types of hunger in your life. I'm so glad you guys were here. You ladies rock. I can't wait to do this again next week. Hey ladies, want to connect with me outside of this podcast? Well, come follow along on Instagram at Jennifer_health_coach4life. That's Jennifer_health_coach4, LIFE. Or on Facebook at Jennifer_coach4life. Are you ready to take your health, physical and mental health, to the next level? Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's reducing stress. Maybe it's just support and accountability like you've never had before. I'm offering a free discovery session to you when you visit my website, www.healthcoachforlife.com. That's www.healthcoach4life.com. Just click Request Discovery Session and let's connect. For any questions about the podcast or to submit a question or topic you'd like discussed, you can email me at womenlivingbetterpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, keep living better each day.